Good morning, everybody. Don't know who all's going to be up this early in the morning, and I didn't give an advance of letting everybody know I was going to be online, but I'll wait for some people to come in, and if not, I'll just run the live and people can view it later. So we'll just see how many people pop in. So, what's going on with everybody this morning? Where y'all watching from? I'm just going to give people some more time to come in. But when you come into the room, go ahead and chime in and say hello. 7 o'clock. Hey, Dana. Good morning. How are you? So you got 4 people in so far. I'm just waiting on some more people to join in. If not, I'll just run the live and people can catch it later on. And this won't be a quick live. It's just going to be like a, well, you'll see it. Well, anyway, I'll go ahead and get started. People can just watch it on the playback or whatever. I'm sure all of you are aware that we have one major snow and ice storm that's heading down this way, and it's going to blanket everything in a wide swath. The models that I've been watching on TV at one point have it spread all the way from Texas to the Carolinas. It's going to be a major wide snow and ice storm that's coming. But I just wanted to touch base with y'all and give you some pointers. I know you may not need any, but you know, I've been through this shit before, and it always helps to be prepared. I don't know how many people can run out and buy stuff that they're going to need if they don't have it already. Thanks, Troll. But anyway, one thing you got to look at is a lot of people, if you don't have a backup heating source like a wood stove or like small kerosene heaters, if you base your heating just on electricity, you need to have a backup plan, someplace that you can go where you know somebody that does have an alternative heating source. Don't wait till the last minute and go and try to get milk, bread, and eggs and all that. I know it's only Wednesday, but go ahead and go out and get that stuff today. If you've got like propane grills or anything like that, go ahead and make sure your tanks are filled up. If you got these small propane grills that just run off a single disposable can, go ahead and get you 4 or 5 cans of that and have it ready. If you don't have firewood, don't wait, because people's going to be trying to get that stuff brought in left and right. Yeah, Andrea, I am a prepper, big time prepper. Go ahead and see, if you got any kind of wood that you can make like a fire pit or something like that. That's something as small as that, can give you a way to heat food. Main thing is be prepared from what they're saying. It's going to be a long week of massive power outages. Some places getting 3 to 4 inches of ice on top of a foot of snow. plan on your little fur babies. You know, make sure your dogs have enough food to get through. If the electricity goes out in your house, don't freak out. I know it's common sense, but you're not going to lose your food in your refrigerator. Just bag it up and go and set it outside, because it's going to be in the 20s and 30s. The food will not go bad sitting outside. And some people, if your pipes freeze or your hot water heater, it's going to go out if it runs off electricity. So plan on having some water stored inside your house. Yeah, I do have MREs, Troll. I've got several boxes of MREs. Just plan on the basics. If you can't cook or you have no way to cook, get you some canned food that has pull tops on it. Or go ahead and open some of your food that you have now that's in cans and put them in Tupperware containers and seal them up and put them in the fridge. Because if your power goes out and you're sitting there and you're stuck and you ain't got no way to open canned food, well, that presents another problem. So get some Tupperware containers, or hell, just put it in bowls and wrap it up with saran wrap, aluminum foil, and go ahead and get them cans opened up while you got power. Get you some ramen noodles, stuff like that. You know, potted meat, anything with pull tops. You know, it's not like you're going to be able to eat comfortably, but you will be able to eat and survive. The main thing people are going to run across is maybe not having heat. So, you know, having a way to heat your home or areas that you live in is going to be a fundamental thing. If you have a big house, shut off as many rooms that you can that you don't stay in a normal basis. Like where I live, for instance, I've got a wood stove downstairs that's ducked into the whole house. I've got a fireplace insert that's like a wood stove upstairs. What I normally do is I shut off every room to the house except for the living room. And I heat just that room and keep the heat focused in that one area where you're going to be staying at. Get you some of them big jugs of water, and like I said, if you do something as small as like build a fire outside, if you got a, you know, where you can get some rocks and make like a little fire pit. If you can't get rocks, I know the ground is probably cold, but if there's any way you can break through the ground and make like a little dug in fire pit, you can do that. Make you some homemade heat sources, and like they're considered life cans. Get you some mason jars, the wide mouth ones, either the pint or the quart, and go and get you some rolls of paper towels. Okay, and take you a roll of those paper towels and cut them down to size. If you got a pint jar, then cut the paper towel down to the size of that pint jar. If you got a quart, cut it down to the size of the quart jar. And stuff that roll of paper towels down in it and pour isopropyl rubbing alcohol in it. Pour it down in that jar and let those paper towels absorb all of that rubbing alcohol. Because once it absorbs all of it into that paper towel, basically what you've got is you've got like a well, not only a long burning candle, but you got a way to heat stuff up. A quart jar filled with rubbing alcohol and paper towels will burn anywhere from 7 to 8 hours. And if you got some kind of a pot that you can put noodles in, or something like that, a can of soup for that matter, you can light that alcohol off on the top of that jar. Don't worry, it won't explode. It's not like gasoline. It's not going to explode. But like I said, get you some paper towels, cut them down to size, the whole roll, and slide them down in a wide mouth mason jar, quart or pint. A pint will burn about 4 hours. A quart mason jar will burn around 6 to 8 hours. And that's just one jar. It'd be a good idea maybe to have, if you can buy a box of a dozen, you're in good shape. Just get you some paper towel rolls, start cutting them down, putting them in there. You probably have to buy several bottles of rubbing alcohol. But those things, they can be a lifesaver. They can keep a small area warm if you light a couple of them. You'd be surprised that those little jars of rubbing alcohol can heat an average size room if you light 3 or 4 of them. And go ahead and get you some more extra bottles of rubbing alcohol and just have them sitting there, so when the other ones burn out, you can put more alcohol in them. But you can heat food with those. Like I said, if you light the jars of alcohol, just hold a pot above it. It won't take long at all, maybe 5 minutes, and you got that soup heated up and it's bubbling. If you've got thin paned windows, if you don't have a roll of plastic, if you've got extra blankets, go ahead and nail them blankets to the window to keep that cold air from blowing in. And once you get the blankets nailed up, if you got like any old newspaper or anything like that stuff in behind the blankets to add as an insulation barrier, that would be great. But yeah, have you some backup like mini propane tanks like for camping. Grain alcohol would work, like moonshine, Troll, that will work too. Just anything that's not explosive. If you got kerosene lanterns, those will work. You just don't want to pour kerosene into a jar, and you don't want to pour gas, of course. That's self-explanatory. Rubbing alcohol, even worst case scenario, hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer's got alcohol in it. You can put it like in a little, cut a little aluminum drink can in half and put some of that hand sanitizer in there and light that off. I mean, that's like a one-time deal where you can heat up some food for about 30 minutes, but even hand sanitizer will work. Good morning, Shannon. Nice to see you here, sweetheart. But yeah, if you're one of those that you heat your house with electricity only, have a fallout plan, have a backup plan. Make phone calls. Try to contact somebody that has a wood stove that they can heat their house. This is going to be a deadly storm. People are going to lose their lives. They're projecting a lot of ice and a lot of snow coming in behind it. The main thing is go back and watch this as many times as you need to, and where it tells you about how to make that mason jar forever candle, they call it, but you can heat the food, like I said, or it's a lighting source. It can heat up a room. If you got 3 or 4 of those quart jars, they will heat up an average. I guess my living room is probably 18 by 18 feet. But like I said, if it gets real bad, yeah, animal fat will work too. But if it gets real bad, try to get your family huddled together in one room and try to focus on heating up that one room. And, if anything else, just go and get you some of them quart mason jars. You can pick them up at the hardware store. Walmart carries them. Get you some rubbing alcohol and start making these heat sources. If you are lucky enough to have a propane grill, go ahead and get your tanks filled up today, tomorrow. Don't wait, because these places might start running out of propane. So get your propane tanks filled. Buy some of them little propane canisters at Walmart. Maybe get you a small propane grill up there that can cook maybe a couple of steaks or 4 hamburgers. They're not going to be expensive, but they will get sold out real quick. So, don't be one of these people. Wait till the last minute. Go ahead and go out today and start getting the stuff you're going to need, because this storm's coming in Friday night, Saturday morning, and they're talking about the temperature staying in the 20s for a solid week. So you might be without power for quite some time, and it's better to be prepared and it not be bad than it to be bad and not be prepared. But yeah, try to make sure, and it may sound redundant too, but if it gets pretty cold, put on more layers of clothes. Have extra blankets around. Have you some big bottles of water that, you can go out maybe, and if you got a heat source outside like a grill, or if you got like a burn barrel that you can put wood in, that's even better. No, I'm not a weatherman, Troll, you butthole. I'm a prepper. But yeah, just get prepared for this snowstorm. I don't want to see anybody out there that I know, even the ones that don't like me on YouTube. It ain't a matter of liking me or hating me. It's just a matter of surviving. And if I know things that I can pass on to you to help, then that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, Main thing is make sure you got some water. Pipes are going to burst in people's houses. If you can run water, run it like a slow trickle of maybe cold to lukewarm to keep your pipes from freezing. Yeah, that's another good point, Troll. Before the snowstorm hits, it's not going to hurt just to go ahead and fill up your bathtub with water. Run it up till, I don't know, maybe halfway, depending on how much water you're going to need. Go ahead and wash your bathtub out real good and fill it up with water. You'd be sitting there 50 to 75 gallons of water on hand, and it's not going to freeze inside your house if you've got your house heated up. Main thing is, like I've been doing this morning, call your neighbors, the ones, that depend on basically just electricity. Even if people have oil heat, they have to have electricity to circulate the blower. That's like what I ran into this morning with a neighbor that lives up the street. She's got 2 sons and a daughter and 4 grandbabies. And I told them they have plenty of room down here in my house if they needed to come down here. And so that's the main thing you got to remember is if you're primarily dependent on electricity, have somewhere you can go with somebody that can heat their house with an alternate source of power. Anybody with a generator, if you got a generator, go ahead and get it out now. Make sure it's running. Make sure you've got gas. Don't wait for the weather to come in and then decide to go fire it up. Make sure today that it's working and ready to go. If you got kerosene heaters that you heat your house with in the wintertime when it gets cold, make sure your wicks are in good shape. Make sure you got kerosene to put in them, and go ahead and make sure that they'll light now. Don't wait till the last second and it not light, then you're screwed. But yeah, anything like that. And if you do have like a wood stove or a fireplace, go ahead and get you some wood brought in today or tomorrow, because people around here, they're running out quick, and these people bringing wood are backed up. So go ahead and get you a call in to get you some wood out to your house now. And as I was saying, if you know people out there that only have electricity, or they live in some of these old small mill houses, go ahead and put in calls to them and say, hey, are you okay? Are you prepared for this storm that's coming? Because they're calling it the storm of the century. They got a European model and a geothermal model, or whatever they're calling it. But right here in North Carolina, they're saying it could be anywhere from 5 up to 1.5 feet, 5 inches of snow up to 1.5 feet, with 3 inches of ice. Power lines are going to come down. It's just a matter of physics. You put that much ice on a power line, it's going to snap. Make sure your vehicles are filled up with gas. If you got 2-wheel drive trucks, throw you some bricks or some cinder block or anything you can find in the back of that truck, so you can get traction on them back tires. Call your elderly family members if they're susceptible to the cold. Grandparents, parents, whatever. Make sure they're safe. Suggest that they come and stay with you. If anything else, just make sure the people are prepared for it, but make sure you're prepared for it. I don't want to see anything happen to anybody out there. It would break my heart, especially if people that I know on here, something was to happen to them. And Troll, you bring out another good point. If you do have to go out in this and you have to go and get anything, people are going to be slid off the road. If you got a 4-wheel drive vehicle or an all-wheel drive, some cars are able to do it, but carry you a section of chain, pretty durable chain. Go by the hardware store and buy a tow strap. It's not as much as a chain, but carry them with you. Carry jumper cables. Carry some extra water and food in your vehicle in case you do have to go out somewhere and you slide off the road. It may be hours before a tow truck can get to you. Just make sure that if you go out, you have stuff in your car to survive. Water, food, battery, jumper cables, anything like that. I can't stress enough about having a way to, keep your house warm. And cooking. Don't burn any kind of things inside your house because of carbon monoxide poisoning. I would set it right outside your door to where you can just step out in the cold and don't have to walk, God knows forever. If you've got grills, move them closer up next to the door of your house. Get your propane. If you got an old burn barrel around, get that burn barrel up close to your house. Get you some pretty durable sticks. Make you like a little thing to set on top of the burn barrel where you can actually set a pot up on it. Maybe a couple of old small logs where you can set it on top of a burn barrel and put you some charcoal down in it, or wood if you don't have charcoal. But if you got a little bit of charcoal, that's good. You can get you a bed of coals and then throw wood on top of it, and you can heat food up. But yeah, just get prepared for this. I've got another whole list of stuff that I can tell you about, but I can just send it out to you in an email. I've got it saved to my iPad. So if you want to know more stuff to do in situations like this, shoot me an email, and I'll be glad to send you out a copy of it. Just a checklist to go down in the event of a storm like this. Yeah, salt, that's another good one, Troll. Let's get you a bag of salt at the hardware store. And it's good to have any kind of a shovel around. Don't let yourself get snowed in where you can't leave your house in case you have to. Get bundled up good. Go out there maybe every couple of hours and shovel out tracks in your driveway. Or like, Troll, he brought up a good point. Throw some defreezing ice down or kitty litter. Anything like that. Don't let yourself get trapped inside your house. Make sure you just go out there, even if it's just every hour or 2 hours. Take a shovel. Throw that snow out of your driveway. And get that shit out of there. But yeah, everybody, please get prepared for this. It's going to be coming in Friday, Saturday night in North Carolina. Some of you are going to get it a lot sooner than that, depending on where you live. And I hope it's not hitting y'all already. Because if it is, you're already behind the 8 ball. But everybody, just rewatch this video. Remember the idea I told you about the mason jar and the rubbing alcohol and paper towels? That is a lifesaver. That will heat a room. It will cook your food. It will provide light at night. And bring your dogs, cats, whatever. Bring them inside. I know they might be outside dogs, but they get cold too. So even if you got like a little closet or something where if you don't want them out in the main part of the house, clean out a closet in a bedroom. Put them some blankets down and let them sleep in your closet. But anyway, I'm going to close this up for now. I've got to get dressed and get out of here and start going and picking up things that I need for here at the house. I'll probably come back on and do another video later on this evening. I'm going to write some more stuff down and do another video on this, because this is going to be one major mother effer of a snowstorm. So anyway, I'm glad y'all were here. Take mental note of what I told you. I'm going to be back on this evening to give another update on hopefully where this storm is tracking right now. But it's going to be a bad one. We're comparing it to the blizzard of 93 and the other one of 2003. So it's going to be a bad one. But anyway, that's all I've got for now. Rewatch the video, take some notes down, and get prepared for this damn thing, because it's not going to be good. But anyway, I'll end it here. I love y'all. God bless. And hang in there. And just make sure you're ready. I love y'all, and I will see you on the next one, hopefully later on this evening. Bye-bye.